you guys may be an introvert, one of y'all may be an extrovert, one of y'all might be more outgoing, sociable, the other one not so much. One of y'all may like or need like those social outings feed into that, because it's not just happy wife, happy life. I agree with that, but then there's also a happy husband, happy life.
Was somebody in there that knew you, and I think they watched me that night harder than you would watch me. They gonna respect on the level that you respect.
Yeah.
If you that housewife when you in your house and you that whore when you out the door, they friends know that. So everybody don't want a committed, healthy relationship. So this conversation isn't for everybody.
Welcome. This is Relationships 101. I'm your host, Sylvester Wilson.
And I'm your co-host, Jasmika Wilson.
Yes.
Make
me want to eat old cucumber salad right now.
Because of the green top?
Yeah.
I can't think of nothing purple right now, so I ain't even going to try to figure nothing out.
I could think of something purple.
So today. What are we talking about?
Going out as a married person, or as somebody in a committed relationship with your single friends. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I think so.
Yeah.
For us, it's okay.
I think it's okay. I think it should be okay. There's definitely some things they got to be put in place.
Wait, hold on. Let's clarify, like, going out with your single friends. Because, like, what's single? My girl, single, don't want to never be married. Like, she just out here. She a vibe, like a real vibe. Or single, desired to be married, and the spouse just hasn't,
No, I mean, single, not in a relationship. Single and ready to mingle.
Okay, so let's define friends. Let's define friends. Are we talking about friends that was an ex-lover, or there was some history there?
No history, just friends. Friends.
Okay.
The friends that you had probably before you was even married, like friends.
I think that's okay.
Single, ready to mingle. First of all,
let me turn my phone off, y'all. I put it on Do Not Disturb. I don't know how my mama keep getting through to call me. Let me just turn it off.
Mamas,
sorry.
Do Not Disturb don't work with mamas.
Jeez.
They don't work with mamas, man. AT&T gotta tighten up. So, single and ready to mingle. How do we even get here, though? How do we even get to the point where we're married or in a committed relationship and one of us, or both of us maybe, right? Because it's just one of us that goes out with our single friends, or is it both of us?
I think that depends on the relationship, because you may not have friends and I have friends. That don't mean I have to kill my relationships because you're not a friendly person that doesn't have friends.
All right. So we alluded to this sometime in our last episode.
Yeah, he tried to come for me. I can't remember the comment, but baby,
I'm surprised you don't remember the comment.
I try not to do those things.
We alluded to this episode because something came up about going out with y'all being different.
There you go.
Introvert versus extrovert, right?
Yeah.
One of you guys may be an introvert, one of y'all may be an extrovert, one of y'all might be more outgoing, sociable, the other one not so much. One of y'all may like or need like those social outings and things like that, different settings that comes along with dating, and the other ones may not be, they may not care for that so much. And they would rather stay in the house. which is cool. People are people, right? Be who you are. However, we was talking about the compromise that needs to happen between that. And then this came up, right?
Oh yeah,
Because what happens is,
you ain't come for me, then I correct you.
okay, okay,
That wasn't an instant where you came
it
for me.
wasn't, not that time.
Not that time.
So you end up going out. One of y'all gonna end up going out. The one who likes to go out more, or the one who's more sociable. If that's what they're craving, and their spouse, the introvert or the one who doesn't care to go out and go out, if they don't compromise with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the sake of their spouse, then their spouse, of course, ends up going out more with their friends, which more than likely, most of the time, most of our friends are going to be single, right? If you're blessed enough to have all married friends, that's a blessing to be a married person or somebody in a committed relationship with who has friends that are also in the same situations as you, as far as relationship status. However, for the rest of us who, for the most part, have single friends and we're in committed or married relationships, we end up going out. You're gonna end up going out with those single friends, and they're gonna be doing single things, and they're gonna be behaving singly.
Who you're speaking about? The group or the friend that's gonna be doing single things?
Well, friends or friend, plural, or just
okay.
if even if
Like
it's
the people
one
you're
friend.
with.
Yeah, whoever you going
okay,
out with.
Okay.
More than likely, there's they're single.
Can I tell a quick story on that part though?
Go ahead.
Me and a friend went out for me and two friends went out for ladies' night at studio, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my two friends are single.
Right.
So they were mingling.
Okay.
But it was somebody in there that knew you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they watched me that night harder than you would watch me.
Really?
On some, let me see what she finna do.
Right.
Or let me see who she talking to. So I think just being in that, like, it kind of places the person, it placed me in a situation like, man, I hope this nigga don't come up with no goddamn conclusions in his head because my girl's talking to this guy or that guy and, just attach that to me too. Mm-hmm. So it did put me in a place like, oh, I don't know if I could do ladies night R&B with my girls. Like, I might gotta switch it up because men go to find women there, I guess. Mm-hmm. So they talking, they mingling, but the person you knew watch me. Like, bro, you ain't gotta watch me. I'm watching me. Like, my friends got me. But that was.
Oh, well, I mean, that happens.
It happens, but it's so uncomfortable. Like, mind your business. Like, that wasn't even your friend. I don't.
Oh, that wasn't somebody who you knew to be my friend.
Yeah, no. Like, it was I probably saw them speak to you somewhere, but that entire night, it was just like some.
Yeah. I mean, you may not know the nature of me and that person's relationship, so that's probably all that is. And they just
y'all ain't gotta watch me.
Well
if y'all see me outside with my girls, I promise y'all don't have to watch me. I am disciplined. I am grounded. I don't need validation from men. I don't need the attention.
The supervision.
I don't need. Don't supervise me, baby. Because if I needed, he would have been there, or he would have been like, "You don't need to be there." But that was just a rant.
A PSA.
Yeah, public service announcement. Sorry. Okay, let's get back into it.
I mean, but see, even in that instance, right? You're going out. That I guess we can kind of like segue, like we don't kind of like put it in perspective why, like how this could even happen, right? Mm-hmm. If it's happening for that reason, for the reason that the other one just doesn't go out, we just letting the one person who doesn't like to go out, that you got to negotiate with your partner, compromise with them in regards to going out, right?
And on top of not going out, some people are just so busy that it pushes that other spouse to have a girl's day or a guy's day,
right,
or go out with another group beside them because they're so busy.
Right.
So I think we got to pay attention to that in our relationships too. Like, man, schedule a day where it's just y'all. Like, okay, I'm going to grind Monday through Saturday, but on Sunday, I promise it's us. Or whatever the day is that works for you guys, do not neglect that because then you pushing her or pushing him to that group outside of you.
Right, because that's something that they crave, it's something that helps them, be a happier them. So you definitely want to feed into that, because it's not just happy wife, happy life. I agree with that, but then there's also a happy husband, happy life. Because if any one of us is unhappy, it's not going to be a good situation. So let's keep let's help each other stay happy. Not saying it's your responsibility, because as an individual, it's my responsibility to make sure that I'm happy, to learn more about myself so that I know what makes me happy, and to make sure that these things are being implemented in my lifestyle. Same, it's your responsibility for your happiness, and then now that I'm a happy person, I can share that with you. Um, I strongly believe in that.
I think what's speaking on that, I think what's important about saying I'm going out with my friends, like what category do you know my friends? That's number one. Do you know all of my friends?
I mean, I would think not. I mean,
You don't know
do I
my
know
friends?
all
It
your
ain't
friends?
that many.
Oh, I probably
My
do.
friends, not
I, pro-
associates.
I
My
probably do.
friends.
Yeah, I probably do
It's only
then. Yeah.
three.
Okay, yeah, I know
Okay.
I'm done.
So I think that's important too, that your spouse should know your friends so they can feel comfortable. Your friends should be at events where you and your spouse are, and it's not this just imaginary friend. Oh, I'm going out with so and so, and you like, well, who that is? We've been together for almost 14 years. Where they come from?
Right.
It's just those questions. I should know your friends.
Right.
I should know the circle you're with.
Right.
I should have met the people you hanging out with.
Right, definitely.
And then let's say I do bring a friend in here that you disagree with,
Yeah.
and you don't feel comfortable with. I think the conversation need to be had.
Right, that's true. That's true. I feel like, introducing, the people you're going out to your spouse is very important. It could do a couple things. It could definitely help your spouse feel more, safe about who you're going out with.
Because, baby, if I bought in Shaquilla, Shaquay, Shanae up in here like, yeah, we going out. What's this song? We outside tonight. Say that. If I bought her in here and been like, and you know this girl is just single, don't want marriage, don't respect it, would you feel comfortable?
Yeah.
You feel comfortable? You
Yeah.
better not bring the most singlest man in this house talking about you going out with.
Well, I feel comfortable. What do you mean? Like, I know my wife. Like, why would I not feel
True, but they also say the longer you hang around something,
I mean, so that's
you
something
will
different.
eventually become. So if I'm always going out with my girl who wants some, shake that.
Right.
Trick.
Birds of a feather.
Yeah.
Right? If you hanging out with three, you end up the fourth. Depending on whatever that is. And I agree with that. However, if it's an ongoing thing, like you said, like this who you always go out with, then
it might be an issue.
It might be. I mean, we could talk about that. That'd be something. If I feel like there's any, if there's any red flags coming up, if there's any change in behaviors or anything like that, I'm gonna address it right then and there, like at that point. But just because that person is single and they however they is, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel like that has nothing to do with how much I trust you going out with them.
I wouldn't trust myself going out with them so many times.
Right.
I'm a firm believer of you're gonna eventually adapt.
Right.
Like
definitely. So
I categorize my friends. Like I don't go out with all my associates or friends. Like I know that this person carry themselves well. They ain't gonna put us in no situation where we in a group of mix of guys and it's just us. So I'm choosy on who I go out with because I believe you hang around them. We preach it to our kids. You hang around them, you gonna be like them.
How do you categorize though? Like,
I just be like, I know this friend. I don't want to call names, but I know this friend desire to be married. I'm safe with her. Like she's not out here tricking, or we looking crazy, or we fishing for men.
Oh, you saying just got you looking like a certain got you looking
got me looking away. So I just put them in that category. Like, yeah, nah, I don't hang out with that friend like this. Well, yeah, I could take this friend in that environment. I feel safe. We'll be cool. I just categorize my friends and their level of respect for relationships.
Okay, so
I don't hang around nobody that don't you just out here, you for the streets. I don't do it. I ain't hanging around nobody that's for the streets, that don't want marriage, that don't believe in men. It just don't fit me.
Okay. Now that's something that came up with the last question, where you were like, we're just now talking about whether or not I'll trust you going out with a certain friend, certain type, certain. Um, I feel like that's something though, also that could be a reason why one of us would have to go out by ourselves all the time. Maybe the other person could be insecure. Maybe there's insecurities in there with the other person, whether they're insecure about themselves going out, or whether they're insecure about you going out or being out with, like, maybe they're right. Maybe there's some control issues there. If that's the case, that's definitely a red flag, and we
I
gotta.
think that's unfair though. Like women can't go out with their friends because a guy is in, like, especially if the person didn't violate the relationship in any way. I just gotta live in this controlled space because of your insecurities.
Right.
Like I think that's unfair. Now I gotta lose. Yes, I'm in love. Yes, I love you. But we also need human contact, women contact, conversations that we can't have with y'all. Like we need emotional support from women.
Right.
So just to take that away because you insecure, bro, go to therapy.
Ooh,
Just go to therapy.
for real. For real.
It's not fair.
Yeah. You bleeding on another person. You still got some wounds that you allowing to bleed out in this relationship.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah, you gotta go get that taken care of. Some solutions though.
Real quick, I feel like that person don't know their other partner.
Mm.
You don't know me. Or you do know me and you know I'm weak.
Right.
What it is. Talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Don't just say no, you can't go with your friends. Like that's some man. I'm going back home to my mama. Would you go back home to your mama too? If I was just controlling, like, no, you can't go out with Trey. No, you and Trayon can't go to Chief Hall. Like,
I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna go back to my mama, but
I'm just saying,
I'd
that's
go.
like that's parenting. That's
Yeah. So I feel like having accountable, like friends who are hold you accountable.
Absolutely.
Too. Like you said, like the guy who might have been one of my friends, supervising you while you was at studio.
You don't have to do that.
You need friends that's like that, that's with you though, right? They making sure you ain't making no moves that could be looking crazy. You know what I'm saying too. You got some something I like to call this the cover two. Cover two. Fellas, y'all understand me. It's an idea that men.
Which one of our kids trying to come in this house? I'm so sorry.
It's the rain.
Oh, okay, we just gonna ignore all the okay. So, cover two.
The men understand this, right? Because we understand the phrase of defense wins championships, offense wins games, and how I feel is that as men, we gotta intentionally come up with some good plays for defense, because naturally we don't have that. We were always taught and brought up to do offense, right? How many numbers you got, boy? Did you smash? Like, all these are offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, did she talk to you? Right? What you said to her? You ran a game. Like, that's offense.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time you get into a relationship, a committed relationship, or a marriage, you don't know defense as a man. Most of us, we don't know defense because we wasn't taught that. That wasn't something that was championed as we were coming up. That wasn't a part of our training. So we basically be like sitting ducks. And so I feel like a play that I come up with, you know what I'm saying, when I came up with, I call it cover two. Y'all know, fellas, that's cover two is the name of like a defensive formation.
Okay.
In football. And basically what it is pertaining to you going out with your single friends is that, or friends. Period. Y'all run basically distractions for each other. Like if I see you in a situation, or you see me in a situation, or it look kind of sketchy, right? It could have me looking a certain way. Then to come over here and run an interference on that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
To say something, hey, somebody on the phone, anything you can come up in your mind to get me away from this situation.
mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
So, girls, I'm gonna call that slip through.
Slip through.
If you ever see a girl in a situation, slip through.
Slip through, huh? Okay. So I mean, and you got and that's having friends with you that hold you accountable,
Right?
And that respect your marriage.
Got
They
to.
respect
Gotta
your
respect
situation.
it.
You need
But
that.
they only gonna respect it if you respect it.
Definitely.
So everybody don't want a committed, healthy relationship. Mm-hmm. So this conversation isn't for everybody. These are people who's trying to protect, guard, and keep and sustain that relationship. So when you say your friends respect your marriage, they gonna respect on the level that you respect.
Definitely.
If you that housewife when you win your house and you that whore when you got the dough, they friends know that. So they gonna feed them on that level.
Right.
So yeah, it's on you. Like boundaries are set by you, not by other people. So cover two and slip through, that's great, but you gotta have some boundaries in place too.
Right. First.
Yeah, boundaries, we set those.
Right.
But I like that. Cover too. Cover for y'all boys. Cover for them boys.
What you? All right. So what else we got? You got some other strategies that we could use? Going out with our single friends.
So for me, because I do it. Like I think women go out with women more frequently than guys. Like we gonna take the trips. We booking those trips. We gonna go out to eat. We gonna go to a lounge. Women are gonna do it way more than guys.
Right.
So I just think, like I say, categorize your friends. I don't go on trips with all type of women. Like I'm not going on. Like one of my girls just went on to the Aruba trip. I don't know who put it on or whatever, but I'm like, what type of event is this? Like, I was just like, oh, it be couples and it's singles. I was like, no, sis, you go, you have fun. I didn't feel that was fitting for me to be there. Fitting for her because she's single and she's mingling, but no need for me to be there. So just identify like what places you gonna go and with who. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you sense yourself getting a wondering while you outside, you need to stay inside, bro, sis.
Yeah.
Stay inside.
Yeah, and it's another thing that you said before too. I think maybe on the last episode that if you know you met this person in the club or out, you know what I'm saying, then you gotta expect that when you get in a relationship with them, you can't expect to change that about that person. Mm-hmm. And then even so, if you're the person who was going out before y'all got together, you can't expect to still go out at the same rate that you went out before you was actually inside of this committed relationship. Mm-hmm. Why? Not because of some type of control thing or you should be trying to dumb yourself down, but what energy are you actually putting into the relationship? If you're putting all your energy outside, mm-hmm. like there's also some of that same energy that you could be putting inside. Really, it really is. You could be creative about doing dates inside with that person who, doesn't like to go outside as much. So not only should they be compromising with you about going out more, you should also be compromising with them about staying in a little bit more and be creative. Create your own situation inside of your house, inside of your home or backyard. I don't know what kind of yard you got. You know what I'm saying? But just come on now, like do that thing up right to where, put some candles together and make some romantic setting or and it's not just for, the females to do, for men too. You know what I'm saying? Like, or y'all come together on that, but be creative.
What I'm getting from you, it sounds like he's trying to tell them to balance your relationship. Mm-hmm. Like, not overall, like everything you're saying, but the gist of it sounds like you're saying balance it. Like, if you came into the relationship as a party person, you might got to tone that down. Or if you was the person that always hung around your friends, you can't do that in this relationship.
Right.
Like if you and the girls went out every Thursday at ladies' night, that ain't something you probably could do. So it's like just balancing it so you don't lose your relationship because of your friendships. You shouldn't have to, but you gotta balance it.
If you value it, right? If you value it, then there's gonna be you gotta expect to have some type of changes if you value it. Because for one, come on, like y'all, you was going every Thursday, every week, whatever, like y'all going out faithfully. That's when everybody was single and ready to mingle. Like we talked about in the Lovers and Friends episode. That's expected to change once you find your person.
Right.
It's expected to change. Why? Because now my energy goes elsewhere now. Now I'm putting it's only so much energy. Just like it's only so many hours in a day. It's so everything has a limit. You know what I'm saying? And your energy does too. Be careful where you're putting your energy outside of your home or outside of your relationship. That relationship should get first priority to your energy, not the leftovers, not you going out doing everything else and then coming back, here goes some crumbs. Oh, this is what I got left for you. It's like, nah, get that relationship if you value it the first. A lot of y'all, go to church and y'all know about first fruit. First fruit is at the home. You know what I'm saying? First fruit is home. And then everybody else and everything else outside of that home has to deal with what you was able to divvy up and divide up between them, what was left over.
What I love about a woman though, we're an octopus. We know we finna go out with the girls. I ain't perfect any y'all, I try to be. But we gonna make sure dinner is established, kids are put away, husband is satisfied. I think that make the night go a little more easier.
Yeah.
Then on them nights where I fall short and I done went outside and then they ain't there and this kid got to be picked up from baseball, this one ain't do homework and all the stress is on him, that's kind of where that conflict, like I'm not mad that you with your friends. I'm disappointed that you just left the house without fulfilling any responsibility. Like you ain't just help. You just got dressed and left with the girls. If you knew that's what you was going to do during the day, what did you do
Plan accordingly.
What did you do before you stepped outside?
Right.
And not saying all of my things are scheduled. Some stuff it'll be, oh shoot, this friend going through something. I'm gonna go meet her real quick over lunch to discuss what she's going through. So of course my planning ain't gonna be the best as it was if it was already scheduled. So I think it take mercy on your end too when it's instances where it's just it's a pop-up thing. Because friends got to be available. Like I can't have a friend if I'm not available. And everything can't be scheduled with my friend.
Right, but then that goes back to what do you usually do? Like usually are things like that taken care of, right? Or is it usually you leaving things high and dry?
Right.
You leaving the house like second
Make sure
hand.
the home is taken care of.
If that's the case, then no, I ain't got no understanding for no pop up nothing, and then you got to go and I ain't got no understanding. But if everything usually is taken care of, this is just an exception. Mm-hmm. Then yeah, definitely can understand that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this was good.
This was good. Everybody's relationship is different. Don't even look at ours and feel like, dang, well, she could have friends, he could have friends, she could go out with her friends. I can't. Everybody's relationship is different. You set the tone of that relationship. We come in the relationships so submissive. Don't say nothing. We come in as a yes, ma'am. Now, granted, I'm not saying don't submit, but have uncomfortable conversations to get what you want too.
Yeah.
It's both ways. Like, hey, babe, I really love you, but I love my friends too.
Compromise.
Like, well, if you don't trust her, I'm going to bring her around more. Maybe we could go on a third wheel date so you could get to know her. But I don't want to lose this relationship.
What's a third wheel date? Yeah.
Me and you and my girl.
Okay.
We actually done those a few times while my friend was going through nursing school. Thanks, babe, for being You wasn't the third wheel, but you kind of was a third wheel.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, you don't actually say who the third wheel
Yeah, you don't say who the third wheel is, but the
it's
vibe will
three
show
people. It's three
you
people.
the vibe, kind of.
It's three of us going out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Having a good time, decompressing
Right.
and enjoying.
Women, we have a voice, and we need to use it wisely. I'm big on, yes, submit. I'm not taking away submission, but I feel like we too, like, we got to compromise. There's a video on compromising. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guys.
Y'all be sure to like, hit, what I can't never say, subscribe,
And
share.
And overall, watch more videos.
Yeah, share it. Help us. Listen, y'all, we are building a community where our end goal is to bring on couples so that y'all can hear not only us, but y'all gonna hear the experiences of other couples too. But first, we gotta build up the platform to engage other couples. So help us build up and grow so that we can help y'all build up and grow.
Right, because right now we just, we doing what we have. We doing what we got to do with what we have. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got the space to be bringing nobody up in here talk about being old. So we'll get to that level though, and then things come in. However, right now, what you can do though is if you thought of anything, or we get, y'all got different situations, and y'all marriage or y'all a committed relationship. If you have anything that we may not have thought of, go ahead and put it down in the comments. Like, how do you and your partner handle these type of situations? How do y'all handle going out with single friends? Like, what are some of the strategies that make it help us, help any of us? You know what I'm saying? Any of these couples, any of these power couples that's watching,
right?
Navigate through it all and safely. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the goal is to, just like a police officer, anybody that's in combat, or you know what I'm saying, when you go out, the goal is to make it home safe.
After y'all watch this video, y'all might have to recategorize some friends or even eliminate. Who knows? But we out of here.
Peace. As we go a little something like this.